Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news. Going out to you, well, it's consecutively. We did one yesterday and we're doing one today. Let's roll the opening title sequence. Yeah, it's intriguing that I'm running another Marvel Contest of Champions news. But the things that I have missed in the last couple of newses, and also some stuff that's recently happened that I think is worth talking about it for the community's purposes. Our first bit of news takes us in game for something that is quite important. So for the first time ever, we have seen 6-star Shards enter into a deal in Marvel Contest of Champions. And yes, granted, it's going to be £100 that we're looking at here. Not particularly nice. Now, I don't know what the community's thoughts are on this, because it's like it's £100, but it's the first time we see 6-star Shards into an offer. Are people happy about this or are they not happy about this? You have to round off in the comments section, because like this is a first. Does this mean that 5-star Shards, when they enter into a deal, should be a lot more and a lot less in price? Because now we're going to the stage of devaluation. And when we get to this point of devaluation, it means that we're going to progress on to at least 7 stars at a later date. It's just the normal transaction. It's the normal way it goes. You know, 4 stars became a little bit devalued, and now 5 stars are going down the same route with, you know, 6 stars coming in. 6-star Shards are kind of like thrusting themselves into deals. What are we going to see when it comes to Black Friday? What are we going to see for the New Year's deal? Christmas even, you know, a 6-star Shard is going to be more prevalent in game. You're going to be able to get them more easier. These are the things. With Act 6 potentially coming next year, are we going to see 7 stars? Is this starting the devaluation process? What are your thoughts? Round off in the comment section below. Our second story keeps us in game. Under the same vein, a double announcement was made about this here. So the Uncollected Crystal Shard Crystal. I'm not a massive fan of this, and there are a few people that have indulged themselves in this offer to test, and we'll have a look at the results in a minute. But it doesn't look like you're getting very much. I'm not personally going to do it myself, because like I'm running low on units and I need those units for energy refills in order to complete this month's kind of quest. So that's my thing at the moment. But what are your thoughts in the comments section again about this? Because Kabam seems to be launching something, and it's like the hype with New York Comic Con and people's kind of like buying things. It's like, oh, we're going to wash over stuff we're going to be placing in, like the 6-star thing and like this Uncollected Crystal Shard, where people aren't getting the best out of these things. A Twitter user by the name of BloodyCan60 decided to delve into the luck-based side of things and tried to pull some decent stuff. Unfortunately, the luck was not there for a spend of 100 units. To some people, this may be something that they'll go, hey, you know, this is good, we'll go for this. But unfortunately, it didn't really feel of value, and that's the thing, it's a luck-based game. So you may be lucky, you may be not. I think a lot of people will avoid these Uncollected, even though they only run for about 24 hours. So grab them while you can if you want to get them. Next up, Otrux has been doing a bit of data mining and finding out things with regards to favors. As we know, we've got the Grandmaster favor if you complete Act 5.2. But as well, there are different types of favors. Starting off with Collector's favor, Maestros, and Thanos's, and obviously they're in different orders based on certain things. So, you know, you've got Act 4 being Maestros, you've got Act 3 being Thanos, you've got Act 2 being Collectors, I assume, and I'm not sure about, you know, Act 1, is Act 1 and 2 connected to be Collector's favor? I don't know, but at the end of the day, it's cool to see these things being acknowledged where they've been done in Act 5, so yeah, granted, they should be done in Act 1, 2, 3, and 4. And sticking with Otrux, and obviously shout out to himself, make sure you all liked and also subscribing to his stuff, social media accounts, as well as YouTube channel. But he's been doing some further data mining, and this is obviously speculation, it's rumour, but obviously he's a trusted source, and if he's found something, he's found something. And what he's found is potentially a 5-star Doctor Strange arena. And first of all, people are like, hey, is this Symbiote Supreme? But no, he's saying it is indeed something to do with an arena, and this kind of like goes in kind of, you know, connection between that Electro 5-star that was announced and this Doctor Strange here. So Arkham rolling out those old school champions. It's very strange, if you excuse the pun. Very strange because they've gone against what they've not done for a long ass time. So it's kind of weird for that, unless the meta of the game is changing when it comes to Act 6. And as a result, you know, these champions don't look to be quite strong anymore. Or maybe they've identified finally that they've changed the game so much that if they enter in stuff like Doctor Strange as a 5-star, Scarlet Witch as a 5-star, that is not going to make a lick of difference. Either way, this is very exciting times for the game if they are putting in those old school champions into now. You know, I want to see a 5-star Wolverine. We all do. But still, this is possible. It's possible, like, and positive information to come. So our next story is this here. Now, this has got a little bit of, you know, talk around it. And that is this 1% thing. So we've got Mephisto on 1%. We're doing the L3. And then it's a case that after these moves, he's left on 1%. Now, a lot of people have felt very differently about this. People are very indifferent on the subject and feel that either this is a 1% kind of conspiracy that's been going on for a little while, or it's something to do with the persistent charges of Mephisto, and this particular scenario is a little bit of an anomaly based on that. It's very hard to say on the opinion because everybody's got a difference of opinion on the matter. But what is your opinion? Put it in this forum post here. Unfortunately, it looks like we've got a little bit of backlash in this next story about the new symbiote that's been put into, well, Uncollected, Master, Heroic. That is really causing a nuisance for the community. Yeah, I feel for you, I really do. Because sometimes it's not always great. You want to get through that content, but certain champions are really difficult. The damage that you get off this symbiote is frustrating. The evades you get off the champion, again, are frustrating if you don't have evade inhibiting champions. In this discussion on the forum, people are pointing out the fact of difficulty. This has been a little bit easier of a kind of grind, and also it's allowed people to come into this difficulty that weren't normally allowed to. So as you know, Uncollected difficulty is what it's usually called, but as we know, the name has changed. It is epic for 1 month and 1 month only, which allows all players to get into it. A lot of players are pointing out to players that are not normally in this that the difficulty is upscaled if they weren't used to this before. And one thing that I always say to the people that struggle with anything Uncollected or increased difficulty when it comes to event quest, go back, do Heroic first, then Master, and then think about moving on to the next one. Why? Because you'll be able to save up units from grinding up. Also, there are more in abundance of revives and health potions, which then you'll need when going into the further difficulty. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Pace yourself, understand the enemies you go against, and then go into the more difficult things. And if you can't do it, you can't do it. There's always next month, and at the same time, there's always then getting more shards, getting better champions, going in further. You'll be able to do it in the end. On to our next story, and this is all about loading problems, loading imaging problems. There's a few things that since the last update has affected certain amounts of Android-based devices and Google-based devices as well. In particular, the Google Pixel, which as you can see here, this seems to be a problem, but it seems to be a lot of older Android devices are being affected by this, which, you know, is incredibly disappointing. You want to be able to play the game, play it smoothly, and see those images ping up, especially for calendar items. Kabam said they were looking into this on October 4th. Unfortunately, no update has been given yet. I really hope that this is addressed because, you know, it's annoying. You want to get in, you want to play, you want it to look good, you want it to play well, and I hope you guys that have problems with this do indeed get sorted as soon as possible. Next up, and another little bit of backlash. If it's not the symbiote that's really annoying, then it is indeed got to be the Occult Labs. Unfortunately, because I'm grinding out a lot of stuff with, I'm trying to get Heroic and Master done by the end of this weekend, and then Uncollected done by Wednesday of next week. I'm not actually doing many Occult Labs. I did a couple of Occult Labs on day one, but I just found them a little bit boring and repetitive. It's MODOK Labs repeated. We've seen too many MODOK Lab type things this year. Let's just maybe just go big yawn, but we'll see. As soon as I complete off the epic as well as doing the heroic and master, then I might go in and grind some of them. But the fact is, they're not particularly great. The crystals aren't particularly amazing, but if you do it every single day and you get some good stuff out of the more difficult stuff, the epic variety, then yeah, okay, it may add up. But the community is still a little bit unsure, a little bit unhappy. Personally, I would have liked to see the 5-star shards back in there, but yeah, okay, you could get them at the crystal. I agree with you, person that may have said, well, we can go about the crystal. Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? It's all about those dedicated rewards, like constantly getting 5-star shards would be great to then find at the end of the month, hey, because I've done this every single day, I've got a guaranteed thing, as well as having that tier 5 crystal from those occult labs. Other summoners feel differently about this particular grind. Some are going that this is a good idea and feel fine to kind of grind out to the end of the month. Others, not so much. What are your thoughts? Leave them in the comment section or go into the forum, as we've got a link in the description for this, and have your say on the subject, whether or not you feel these have been a good implementation, a bad implementation, or you're a bit unsure about them. So that has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 7th of October 2018. I am now just about to go on to holiday time for about a week, so I've got some scheduled content coming out from you, including a really decent crystal opening at the end of the week. The luck has returned, and it's a good one. In any case, thanks very much. Hit the like button for this video and also hit the subscribe button to my channel for more Marvel Contest of Champions based content. And as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye for now.